and become a monthly miracle maker, you will be able to go see Eric Church anywhere in the United States of America, and we'll throw in an autographed guitar as well. So if you're an Eric Church fan and you want to be a monthly miracle maker, now is the time to call for sure. Now, joining me is a beautiful young lady with the cutest curls that I've ever seen in my life, and she's super shy. Her name is Gabriella, and Michelle and Troy are her parents. Michelle and Troy, thank you so much for coming out and sharing Gabriella's story. Now, Gabriella, this is the thing that always gets me about most of these kids. She looks completely normal as she's sitting there, but there's what is exactly her condition?
She has its microvillus inclusion disease, and it's where in birth her small bowel never developed properly. Okay. So any kind of nutrition, whether she's drinking fluids, eating food, it goes right through her, causes severe dehydration, and in the process can cause death in infants from hours of being born.
So how do you initially find this out? I mean, I would assume that, right after she's born, she's, feeding in or having her milk or whatever else, and it just starts and they're like, okay, that's a problem.
Yeah, actually, when she was in the hospital, when she was first born, she started getting the loose bowels, and they actually thought maybe she had a lactose allergy to the formula that she was being fed. And they changed her formula, and she actually started doing a little bit better, and they actually discharged us home like the next day. And then we continued to feed her. She continued to eat. She was doing awesome, and then we brought her in for a follow-up visit with her doctor on Saturday because Friday night she was stopped eating, was very fussy, so we're thinking, okay, maybe this formula is not working either.
Right.
So we brought her into her physician, and she had dropped 2 pounds in 3 days that she was born.
That's like us losing like 80.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so her doctor immediately called All Children's, and she was admitted right away.
So how old is she now?
She's 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
She's small.
Small. I didn't think she was 4. So I was just a little bird in my ear said that she's never actually eaten a meal.
Right, correct.
So how does she have a feeding tube, I'm assuming? How does that work?
She has a central line, so it goes into her heart. It goes through her chest into into her aorta in her heart, and she gets all of her nutrition through there. She's on, it's called TPN, which is total parenteral nutrition, so she gets all of her vitamins, nutrients, fat, all through that central line.
Through her heart?
Through her heart, to her heart, yep.
That's, I wouldn't have never guessed that. So,
yeah.
So are they working towards a cure? Is she going to eventually be able to eat on her own, or what's the prognosis, I guess would be the word?
We're praying. With her disease, there's only like 24 reported cases in like medical literature. So it's very rare. So right away, the first thing that comes to mind when you research this disease is the only cure is transplant. Well, with how risky small bowel transplant is, as well as they're wanting to transplant liver and kidneys, we didn't want to take that risk, and she's doing so well right now. She's staying stable on the TPN, so we figured why put her at that 50% risk when we can just keep her how she is now.
I'm still going back to the fact that I was assuming it was like a feeding tube or something like that.
Yeah.
Now, Troy, do you guys do? I'm assuming you don't have to bring her to the hospital every time she needs to eat. So you guys do this stuff at home?
I do my stuff at home. Yeah.
Okay, so how exactly does it work with her tube? I mean, I'm trying to picture like she goes, hungry. How does it work?
It's hooked up into her. It's hooked up to her all the time. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So she's constantly got nutrition.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, is it? I'm trying to envision. Is it like a bag that has stuff in it,
a bag that has all her nutrition stuff in it, and it pumps into it goes into a pump, and it pumps into her heart.
So it constantly is going, or it just goes in
all the time. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's on a slow drip. So,
okay.
So
see, this is why I've got to ask all the questions.
Yeah.
So you guys have to change out the thing every
day.
Every day.
Yeah.
So every morning you like switch it out, or?
I switch it in the morning over to her dextro. She gets water in between.
Okay.
So it helps the hydration as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
does she go to school, or I mean, what's her active life? What's a normal day for Gabriella?
At home right now.
Yeah.
At home, Dad's taking care of her at home, so he's with.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's finally able to get strong enough now that she has all her nutrition in her back. She wears a little backpack, so she carries all of her medical pumps in her backpack, and she gets around with that on.
She really likes smiling for the camera too. It's so awesome. She has the best smile.
And she's so small, we're afraid to have her start school. She's supposed to start next year, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's really in the 50 percentile for 2-year-olds. Is where she's at right now.
I got to be honest, and I'm sure you hear it before. I wouldn't have put her at 4 years old. So I mean, but I mean, is she continuing to grow? Is the stuff that she's doing, the nutrition that she's getting, is it helping her grow?
It does, yeah. She's just at a very slow rate.
Right.
The doctors that we're with now, even with Dr. Wilsey, who's been absolutely wonderful the last year and a half, and he's actually got her how she looks now, because she looked very different a year ago. She's very bloated, and she looked like a very large infant.
Okay. All right. So eventually, it sounds like the plan is for her to have organ transplants.
That's our last goal.
Okay, I'm reading the notes that I was given, and I'm
Yeah.
asking all these questions. Like, oh yeah, they gave me these. So, if that were to happen, what organs and how do you prepare for that, or do you even know yet?
We don't know. As if we know, when we were seeing doctors in Miami, so we were
Uh-huh.
driving all the way to Miami every couple of months. They're wanting to transplant her small bowel, liver, and both kidneys.
Holy wow!
So I'm sure they would probably have something else to add to it that would work in conjunction with one of the other organs. But our goal right now is to keep her long term on the TPN, and if she starts running into any complications with that, we do have a plan B, but that's up in Boston.
Oh, okay. Do you guys live here around here?
We do.
Okay,
But
so
20 minutes away.
okay, so has she been coming here ever since she was born? Pretty much at All Children's.
Yeah, she comes here every week.
So if you guys could sum up in All Children's in a couple of sentences, how would you describe your experience with Gabriella here at All Children's?
They saved her life.
Yeah.
They saved her life.
Pretty huge. Pretty huge.
Yeah.
Has she had the she's cracking me up. Has she had the exact same doctors the entire time that she's been here, or has it been a series of different doctors?
Series. Well, we were with Miami for like 3 years, and then we switched to the doctor here
Okay.
that decided to take her on. So we've been with him the last year.
Okay. If you could tell people that are listening right now a reason to call up the phone number and donate, what would you say?
Just all these children are amazing, and they're so incredibly strong, and just what they go through is unreal. And just be able to help the hospital that does so much for all of these children, it's a wonderful thing.
And to help the parents also.
Yeah, help the parents. They've
Yeah.
done so much for us.
You guys, thank you so much for
So-
bringing her by. She's an angel.
Thank you so
She's
much.
beautiful. That is Michelle and Troy and Gabriella, ladies and gentlemen. So sweet. 1-800-270-8642. Make the phones ring for Gabriella. 100%. Make the phones ring. 1-800-270-8642. If you cannot get through, by all means, give it 5 minutes and call right back. Put your money where the miracles are. That Eric Church incentive is still up for grabs. Need 58 monthly miracle makers, $15 a month. It's cheap, folks, and it goes a long, long way. It's Norm. We are live from All Children's Hospital for US 103.5 Cares for Kids Radiothon.
It's